All right, guys. Hey.
No talking for like 10, 15 minutes.
You gotta be quiet. You're ruining my shot. You gotta be quiet. Okay, how are we gonna start? One day we were thumbing through Craigslist looking for cars. We came across an ad for a 1957 Ferrari Testarossa up in Virginia. So we went up there, we talked and went up there, figured we need to look at this car. So went up there and looked at it, and it turned out it was a fiberglass reproduction body of a 1957 Ferrari Testarossa. And it was on a homemade frame and with a Cadillac motor in it, believe it or not. So we looked at this car and decided to, well, let's just buy it and figure out what we're going to do with it. So we bought it and we got it back here at the shop and looked it over and thought about it for a while. And we came up with, we were going to build us a complete Ferrari drivetrain chassis for this car to make it look like a 57 Ferrari, but drive like a 2000 Ferrari. So we took the car apart. We built a custom-made frame for it here in our shop. We adapted the Ferrari motor, 6-speed transaxle to it, all of the Ferrari brakes and hubs to it, and as much as the Ferrari parts from a 2000 Ferrari 550 that we could get in this car. So we started building it. We've built the complete car. We've built the complete stainless exhaust system for the car, all custom-made suspension for the car. We had custom wheels made for the car. Here we have the frame with some of the suspension we just put on, and we have QA1 dual adjustable shocks and progressive rate springs for it. We have the Brembo brakes from the 550 Ferrari for it. Wellwood rack and pinion steering for it to complete the front end assembly. Okay, today we assembled the left front suspension with our custom-made control arms. We have chrome moly rod ends from QA1 connecting them to the car. We have the QA1 dual adjustable shocks, and we have all custom-made bolts for the car, as you can see, that don't show any bolt heads. So we wanted a nice clean look for the front end. We didn't want a bunch of bolts sticking out, so we designed and made all of these pieces to pretty much camouflage all the bolts so you cannot see any of them. That is the 550 Ferrari spindle and rotor. It will get the 550 Ferrari Brembo brake caliper on it with an adapter to adapt our Dayton wire wheels to it. Okay, Dayton made us a custom set of wheels for this car to our specs to be an exact replica of a 57 Ferrari Barani wire wheel, which we could not get for this car. So we adapt the 5-lug Ferrari bolt pattern to a knockoff bolt pattern to resemble the original knockoff wheels from a 57 Ferrari. Okay, so our end project is to look like the Ferrari on our wall behind me. This is a original 1957 Ferrari Testarossa. This particular car right here sold at Barrett Jackson's auction for $40 million. So for today on episode 1, we have assembled the left front suspension. We will continue assembling this car. In our next episode, we will be putting in the motor into the frame. So stay tuned and look for us for that. I'll look forward to seeing you next week.